Welcome back to the Barrens Hideout podcast. I am your host, Big D.
Say what?
Wait a minute.
No, I'm sorry. I'm Little D. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Little D. Little D.
yeah.
You body swapped.
I'm Anna.
And I'm Little D.
Yeah, there.
Hell yeah. We are here for our 10th episode from Tales from the Barrens.
Number 10.
We have
Love
covered
it.
a lot of really cool shorts. Some great, some amazing, some very divisive and not that great.
Yeah, heck.
But I'm really excited about this episode because we are truly in some very different spaces and horror for this one. We're just kind of going to go down the order. I think Anna's going to be you, then no, it's going to be Big D, Anna, then me.
Correct.
And for anybody who's coming into one of these episodes for the first time, we have something called the Scare Scale, where we rate all of the shorts, and each letter stands for something, and then you rate it up into 1. So Scare Scale, it goes from story, creature, atmosphere, runtime, and effects. And that's kind of how we rate all these things over here. And you can think the highest you can get is 5. I don't know if it's possible to get above 5. We haven't gotten there yet. But
No.
I'm really
Five's the
amped
goal.
for this one. And I guess, Big D, whenever you're ready, man, what did you bring to the table for this week?
So, full disclaimer, right now, we walk through the shorts. Okay. So
Yeah.
if you don't want it to be spoiled, you can pause us, go watch these shorts, and then come back and hear what we thought about the short films.
Yep.
Okay.
Hell yeah, man.
So I brought a little one that came out last year from a company called Gorgasma.
What a name.
What a name. And it is called Pizza Panic Party. So I was saving this one for a milestone, which I feel like 10 is.
Mm-hmm.
Because by
Yeah.
the end of this one, we have rated and recommended 30 short films.
Damn.
That is insane to think of, too. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Even on the episodes where we had a couple more guests than just us, we only did 3.
Yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
so 30 shorts, and I feel like this one is big because when we covered There's Someone at Your Door, Anna was over the moon because she's like, here's the gore that I've been waiting for.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, bet. So I put Pizza Panic Party down on my list and saved it. So this short opens up with a big title card that says 1986. And you feel that shit immediately because they put a
Yep.
mixtape into the cassette player, and it is bumping. We get this cool like little room wraparound, and that's how we meet the characters. You know, the first girl we see is Sandra. You know, she's up there boogieing around with the fucking the tape deck. Then you have Tracy, which Tracy's like, she's laying upside down. She's doing a little bit of nerdy shit. Like the group is very diverse when it comes to personalities.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have the badass, smoking girl that wears the leather jackets, but she has on Hawaiian shorts. That's a vibe.
It's a vibe. It really is.
Her name is Jeanette. And they're all in this room, and enters Margot. Margot's carrying a pizza because it's girls' night, right?
Nice.
Like they're just fucking big chilling. They ordered the pizza for girls' night, dude.
Yep.
Yeah, they did.
Probably not as good as our pizza for boys' night.
No, it would have been way greasier.
Yeah, I mean, I do like mushrooms. What is
Me
your
too.
favorite pizza topping? Anna, we'll start with you. If you had 2 toppings on a pizza, what would you put?
Cheese and pepperoni.
Wow.
That's fair. That is fair.
Wow. Okay.
I'm a very I'm not an outside the box eater. I'm very straightforward. I'm an easy to get along with kind of gal. Pepperoni pizza, I'm good to go.
Oh my God. Little D, what about you?
I think what they had in this one, which was just mushrooms and sausage, right? I love that. So
Mushrooms and
fucking good.
olives in this one, dude.
Oh, it was olives. Yeah. Well, mushrooms and sausage for me.
Bleh.
Yeah.
Bleh.
My go-to is sausage and pineapple.
I love pineapple on pizza, dude. I'm right there with you, man.
Shoot.
So
Oh
good.
god, we're gonna lose
So
Anna,
good.
man.
Shoot.
I don't think she has any room to talk with her pepperoni and cheese loving ass.
Well, you know what, Anna?
That's like the America's sweetheart of pizzas, dude.
Dude,
How
when we
can
go to Flying
anyone-
Saucer Pizza, we're gonna get you a Hawaiian ass pizza, and you're gonna eat that.
How can
Right in front of
anyone-
us. Right in front of us.
How can anyone hate a good pepperoni pizza?
People who like pineapple on their pizza? I don't know.
Well,
But anyways, Margot enters the room with the pizza, and as soon as I seen her walk in, and she has this pizza, and they're like, "Oh, where did you get it from?" My brain went, "I don't know, Margot." She
was
sits
the
down.
carpet wet, Todd?
I don't
Oh,
know.
Margot.
She sits down with the pizza. All the girls gather around to eat this pizza with her, and she opens it up, and they see that it is mushrooms and olives. Olives are the grossest thing known to man. Next to ranch.
Scratch that, dude. Nah, this. I love olives.
It's right there with ranch. It's disgusting as fuck.
You don't like ranch?
That's
Not at
debatable. That's debatable, man. It depends on what
Homemade
ranch is on.
Homemade ranch.
Not at all. So they're all bitching about the pizza, right? There's fucking Sandra's like, ew. Why didn't you just get a pepperoni and cheese one like I like? And Jeanette's
There you
like,
go, Sandra.
yeah, she's like, I don't know. Maybe she wasn't raised by pretentious assholes.
Could buy her own pizza next time.
Yeah, you buy your own fucking pizza, dude. So Margot starts chomping on this pizza because she's hungry, and they're talking about what they're gonna do for the night, right? Like they're like, we can watch A Nightmare on Elm Street. I've got Twister. Is that how boring girls' night is, Anna?
Back in like elementary and high school, yeah. Pretty
Yeah.
standard, yeah. That was a
Yeah,
pretty
that's-
standard girls' night.
Regular girls' night? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Sounds about right.
I can attest to that, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Little D was in the closet for girls' night. He was over there watching girls' night happen.
Oh,
Out of-
fuck. That sent me.
All of a sudden, Margot starts like acting weird, and all the other girls start noticing. They're like, "Are you okay?" And she's like talking to herself, like the way she's talking, like her voice is echoing. She's like seeing multicolors. Tracy goes, "Are you on drugs?" And dude, Jeanette whips around. She goes, "It's cocaine, isn't it?" Dude. And all this shit's happening, dude. And then out of nowhere, we get like this inside visual of this girl's head. We see like her brain starting to bleed. We see her eyes. We see like skin being torn, like a la Hellraiser, right? Like it looks like the pain is pleasure scenes. All for this girl Margot's forehead to split wide open. And all the rest of the girls are freaking the fuck out. They're like, "Oh my God, your head's split in half. We need to get you to a doctor's," all this and that. And while that's happening, Margot, in a sense, is transforming into whatever this being is that takes over her. And when she looks up and her eyes turn pitch red and she stops convulsing and looks straight down at everyone, shit gets real, right? So Jeanette walks up to her and she fucking gets thrown against the mirror, breaks the mirror and all this glass, and all of a sudden, like, you see it zooms back into Margot's head and it starts shaking. The prosthetic of this girl's head is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even know what to call it. Her brain protrudes out of her head and flies above her little body.
She's
And
Brainiac from Superman, dude.
Yeah, or like Krang from Ninja Turtles.
That too.
Yeah, but this little brain has little arms. It has little eyeballs. It's its own living being, man. And they're like, "What the fuck?"
It's the brain blob from Psycho Gorman.
No, you know what I thought it was? It reminded me of like a larger version of Elmer from Brain Damage.
Ooh.
Little Elmer.
Bill Elmer. Elmer.
Elmer. But man, so Tracy gets thrown on the ground and she holds up the pizza box to save herself because Margot's alien body, whatever, grabs this shard of glass and starts stabbing it. And they're like, and then Sandra's like, get the fuck off my friend, you know, this and that. Dude, Margot stands up and hurls that shard of glass into this girl's throat. And we see it all. It's...
I would have done the same thing.
You would have hurled glass into someone's throat?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. While that's happening, Jeanette pulls out a bat, right? And she cracks fucking Margot in the head. Margot falls down. Tracy and Jeanette get to the other side of the room. And Margot stands up and she's like, I'm going to fucking get you guys. She doesn't say that, but that's the look on her face. Slips on a piece of pizza. And that little alien thing pops out of Margot's head and is crawling towards them. And they're like, what the fuck am I about to do? Jeanette picks up that bat and Tracy goes, no. Let me do it. She walks over there and grabs that tape deck. Picks
this is
it
for
up.
Sandra.
Yeah. Smile, you son of a bitch. Throws it on the fucking brain, and that thing made the same sound Stacy makes when you're not paying attention to her. Stacy goes, they go, but it goes all out, and that's the end of the short.
Hell yeah, dude.
God damn it. Is this short gory as fuck? Did it tickle your fancy with the gores, Anna?
Absolutely. My fancy is tickled.
Gorgasmic.
It was... Shut up, dude. All right. So I'm going to head to the scare scale. Story is a 1. You know, we're set immediately in the 80s. We understand this is the slumber party. And it gets from point A to point B real quick. These girls are in peril, and they have to overcome it. Mm-hmm. The creature. Not only does this puppet of this brain look amazing, Margot, as the monster, looks just as good, especially when the creature seeps back into her head. And then we get the thumbnail graphic where she's like covered in blood.
Yeah.
But she has like the split down here. It looks like the girl from the VHS segment.
I was thinking I was thinking Malignant too.
Or Malignant.
Yeah,
sure.
I was getting some vibes from this. Yeah.
Yeah. Creature's a 1. Atmosphere. It's the 80s. You know, we get that really cool... Oh, I didn't bring it up, dude. Like, well, I'll bring it up right now. The whole short is building up. And then once Tracy pulls the boombox, the audio goes, skirt.
I love that.
I like that, yeah.
So fucking good. That's going to get a 1 for me as well. Runtime. This is it's like 9 minutes.
9 minutes, 37 seconds.
Perfect. It did not feel it one bit. It put its foot on the gas and did not let up. 1. And effects. Beautiful. Everything. 1. This
Fiver. Yes.
Fucking 5 banger from me, man. This short
a fucking 5.
A fucking 5, kid. This is the reason why I've waited to talk about this one, because I kind of wanted it to be grander, and I think 10 is a good milestone for it.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's head over to Little D. Little D, what do you got for Pizza Panic Party?
I'm sorry, guys. I didn't care for this one.
I'll roundhouse.
I'm only kidding. This is a complete 5 for me, dude. I'm not even running down the list. It's a 5, bro.
This isn't Project Metal Beast. You take that back.
One thing that I was thinking when she was like going through this transformation, because there was obviously mushrooms on the pizza, I was like, oh my god, is she eating shrooms right now, bro? Is she getting high? So I was like, that's kind of cool. They're kind of playing with that a little bit.
Since you bring this up, is that the only pizza in town that did that, or did other people get the same kind of pizza?
Other
Oh.
people probably got it because she was like, oh, so and so said this is a new place in town, that it was really great. So maybe they did like a soft launch and did some just regular mushrooms that didn't turn you into like whatever Margot was. And maybe it just got you high like it was supposed to, like shrooms are supposed to if you're going down that route. And then the next time it's like, oh, we're going to up the dosage a little bit, and oops.
Wow, I turned my brain into a monster.
We created some monsters.
No, I really enjoyed this one. I thought the colors were great. The soundtrack was great. The pacing was amazing. There's really nothing in this that I'm like, I could dock some points off of. I thought for what it was and for what they did, and even seeing the list of the cast and who was in this, it was a pretty small crew that did a great job in the effects. Like, for this being a short film, do we have a budget on this at all?
I could look real quick.
Okay. But regardless of like what the budget was, I feel like they did an amazing job. I would watch a whole movie based off of this, dude.
First, give it to me in a segment. Like, give me a 45-minute segment.
Sure, like a Tales from the Crypt type thing.
Or VHS, like I just brought that up. Like, give me something on the lines of that. And sure, then give me an absolute full fucking banger. But no, there is no budget on IMDb about this.
Okay, fair enough. Sometimes I listen, sometimes I don't. But yeah, that's a 5 for me. Anna, what about you?
I'm right there with y'all. This is a 5-er. And this is our first collective 5 since Treevenge back in Tales 2.
But
damn.
But giving that, what was the rate? Because there was 4 of us during Treevenge, right? Like, I wonder what
it would have still been a 5, because even if
okay,
yeah, because I mean, if the way I look at it is, even if there's 4 of us and we all give it a 5, it's still a 5. If there's 3 of us and we give it a 5, it's still a 5. You know what I mean? Because it's the highest you can go, and we've all capped. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, the story I loved. Like, runtime, like we've said, under 10 minutes. I don't even feel the need to go down. I just want to highlight stuff I loved.
Sure.
Under 10 minutes, like I was wanting more when it was over. The colors, it was like so colorful. That's what drew me in first. They nailed this 80s vibe and aesthetic. Like, I was here for it. I could distinctly tell that all the girls were different. It kind of had that slasher vibe a little bit of, here's the blonde's best friend, here's the punk rocker who has a bad home life and, probably does a lot of drugs, and then here's Margot, and they're at her house because her parents are cool, and that kind of thing. So I just loved everything about this, and the gore. The gore was fantastic. It's perfect. I think it was a perfect short, really.
It was gorgasmic.
It really was, yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
It was
wonderful. I'm super excited that I held on to this one, because once you said you wanted more gore, dude, I was like, I know the one that I'm going to bring. Gore.
You nailed it. Sure.
But all right. So, Anna, we're going to head to you.
We're going to go to your little universe now. What'd you bring?
Yeah.
I brought a short film called Cookie, with a K. K-O-O.
To go with the milk from last week.
Uh-huh. This one's the longest this week. It's 12 minutes, 40 seconds, but still not very long at all. This one ended up playing next after, I think it might have been after, it was after Milk. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, because Milk,
so weird.
Because Milk was the last short I watched last week, and I had to watch it. So I was watching it like before bed, and Marley had caught some of that with me too. So that kind of piqued her interest. And then this Cookie just started playing, and I saw it wasn't that long, so I just kind of went with it.
Mm-hmm.
And then Marley started getting into it. And my daughter, she's 8. And so I had to warn her, like, I was getting some creep vibes going through it. And I was like, I haven't watched this. So, like, if you get freaked out, don't get mad at me, kind of thing. Mm-hmm. But she ended up having fun with it just like I did. So it made it even better experience, really.
Did she have the ultimate boogeyman deflection?
Yeah, she did. She did. She pulled the cover up.
Yes.
And then she looked up at me, and I was like, but I jumped too. I was like, at the end, Huh.
You're scared. I'm scared.
Yeah, seeing you
Protect
scared.
me.
No, I'm scared. Yeah. Okay. Well, this one, we start off with this little girl, and her name's Bree. She's a cookie lover, like most kids are. Hell, I'm still a cookie lover. I love a
Hell
good
yeah.
chocolate chip cookie. But she seems to have a mom who works a lot. They're in a nice house, but there's sitters there a lot, and the interactions I got with her and her mom seemed not like something I would do with my kid. You know, it just seemed a little colder, not as loving per se, I guess. And I really love this little kid because she's just sitting on the couch eating cookies, watching these old black and white movies. And I think that's really cool when kids can do that. Like, even in real life, Marley will do that sometimes. Like, some random, just old movies will just tickle their fancy. And I just love that aspect about this little character. So, her mom comes home and pays the sitter. Oh, she was great. You know, she just did her thing. Sitter's sitting at the kitchen table doing her own homework, you know. And her mom's like, that's an awful lot of crumbs on the couch. How many cookies did you have? And she's like, oh, I just had one. And she's like, well, I counted all those cookies. So if you only had one, there should be exactly 13 left. So she goes and she's counting her. Bree's like, nuh-uh, you didn't count them. So she, like a kid would do. So she goes
Yeah.
over there, and her back's to Bree. And it's like an open kitchen living room kind of situation. So the mom's back's to her, and it's a cookie jar with a little teddy bear, you know, cute kind of like 90s looking thing in this modern house, which is weird too that even that cookie jar stood out before the weird one. But as the mom is counting, she's like taking the cookies from the teddy bear cookie jar and putting it in something else. And then once she moves away, we see that she's brought home a new cookie jar. And it kind of looks like a Killer Clowns ripoff in a way.
Yeah.
But it has that kind of vibe, but it's colorful. It's got this like blue spike at the top so you can grab it and obviously take the lid off the cookie jar, but its eyes are yellow. Like, everything else about it is really creepy and menacing. And it scares Bree. Like, I would have done the same thing if anybody moved aside and that thing was sitting there. She was like, whoa. And
What the
so,
fuck?
yeah. And I'm just like, this woman looks like a corporate kind of mom, you know, very modern house, very minimalist, if you will. And I know it's like a set too kind of situation, but still, I was just like, why would she bring home this cookie jar of all cookie jars? Like, maybe she has a thing for weird cookie jars. Maybe that's what it boils down to. Because like
A collection.
what I was saying about the teddy bear thing. Um, so of course Bree's creeped out, and I think the mom says something like does she allude to the fact that if you stick your hand in there, it might get you or
Yeah, she
something
goes.
like that?
Yeah.
Oh
she
yeah,
goes-
that's what it was. Yeah,
She said this is an adults only cookie jar.
Yeah.
right. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So it freaks Bree out, but then she calls her bluff and she kind of creeps up and takes the lid off real slow and does the kid thing, peeks down in, grabs one, bites. She's like, I knew you weren't any trouble, you know, kind of
Yeah.
thing. So she falls asleep on the couch, and before that, like, she's having a dream, and I think, right, that's in the dream of her watching the video,
Mhm.
the black and white tape, the movie. So she's fallen asleep. We think she's awake, but she's in this dream, and it's of her like watching the same movies. And it kind of does the Pennywise thing. Like, we see something pop up behind like the actress in the movie, and it's obviously like digitally, you know, edited in there.
Yeah.
But even she's like, and she turns around and looks at the cookie jar, and then there's also a shot of like no, that was still a dream too.
Mhm.
But there's a shot of the clown, like, it's not the cookie jar. It's like a shadow of someone, that obviously a clown in a clown getup, like hunched on the counter where the cookie jar is, which was
Mhm.
creepy. But it was just for a split second. And then it does the tape thing. Then she wakes up and she's realizing that, you know, she's just getting scared. She's a little kid too. So she's just kind of eyeing the cookie jar, but that it is dark as fuck in that house. My kid will not get up. If we're all in bed, she will not get up and walk through the house by herself. And I'm like, it's your house. So I guess a case in point, like she's doing this, but she's walking through this house like, Mom, like after just having this scary dream where it obviously freaked her out. So she goes upstairs and she finally finds her mom, or so she thinks. But then it's this person or something sitting on the bed with this red sheet over them and it this pointed thing. So at that point, we can already assume it's the clown kind of thing because of what's on the cookie jar.
Yeah.
So she pulls it off, but we don't see it or there's nothing there. I can't remember if it shows there's anything there, but we just see her reaction to it and she starts screaming. But then behind her, this fucking clown runs up at like sped up speed and hugs her from behind, and then it cuts. And she wakes up again, like she's having this like seizure thing on the couch. Come to find out, she hadn't woke up from her dream at all. So she's having this seizure thing on the couch. Her mom's above her shaking her, like, wake up, you have to wake up. And her face, like the camera is like down from the mom's POV, and like she's got this just horrified, like frozen scream look on her face. And there's a couple of visuals I really liked when she's looking for her mom, and we see like there's a lot of blues because it's at night, but just the way that side door looks, it reminded me of Halloween when Bob's walking around going Linda, and when Michael Myers pops out, I got vibes from that. But then once Bree goes to bed, and the fact that she did not sleep with her mom is another. I'm like, even Marley was like, "Girl, why are you sleeping by yourself?" I was like, "Hell yeah, you be sleeping with me." So that right there, I'm just like, why would you not feel? I don't know. But so the mom's like, "Are you sure you're okay?" And she's like, "Yeah, I'm okay." So she lays down, gives it a few minutes, enough time. She goes downstairs and puts the cookie jar in a pillowcase. And she's walking down the fucking road with her flashlight.
Middle of the night.
Like,
mad far too, it seems.
yeah, pretty good distance, right? So we get a scene where she stops kind of off the side of this road in front of this little playground area. But that's another scene where I know she's not wearing a puffer jacket, but just the way it looks reminded me of The Brood, David Cronenberg's The Brood, when all the children are in their little puffer coats and they're walking down the highway in this snowstorm and people are just driving by like, why are these kids walking down the road? That's kind of something I thought of in that moment. But she takes this cookie jar and she's slamming it on the concrete, like a kid thinking that's going to fix possibly a demonic spirit kind of thing. So she wakes up the next day. Everything's a-okay. She goes downstairs. The cookie jar's not there. It didn't come back. It didn't do a pull Annabelle or anything like that. And the mom's like, Did you move the cookie jar? She's like, no. Blatantly lying. And even the mom says, nobody likes a liar. I guess there's no more cookies, huh? And she's like, yeah, no more cookies. Like she's over it. So then we get a 2-week later title card. The same babysitter's there. This time she has got her coat on, her purse. She is waiting by the door, waiting for the mom to get home. And the mom finally comes home. She's like, hey, I gotta go. She doesn't even take the money. Like she's ready to get the fuck out. And the mom walks over to Bree, who's like drawing and painting in the floor. And she's like, oh, wow, another masterpiece. And there's a part of me that I'm just like, that is so flippant in that moment. Or maybe it's just one of those, kids things. Like there's just something so detached from that relationship that there should have been, I don't know, I would have been acting totally different. But come to find out, she's painting all of her like baby dolls and her little porcelain dolls with the same clown get up that the clown jar had, the cookie jar had. And then we get little shots of the, like a cork board of, pictures, things like that. And there's one of her and her mom from earlier. This time she's painted her mom's face look like a clown. And they're all these little painted dolls are like sitting on her dresser in her room. It's creepy as shit. So the mom once again is putting her in the bed. Is everything okay? Like, you seem kind of a little off. And she's like, no, everything's fine. She lays down. Mom closes the door. She's got her flashlight. She gets under the covers, turns the flashlight on, and says, good night. And we get a shot of this fucking clown under the cover with her going. And that's when me and Marley both, like, Marley went, huh. And I was like, and that's how it ends.
Let me under the blankie too.
Yeah, I'm scared too. Move over. So yeah, that is Cookie. Sorry for my long-winded explanation,
No,
but
That was perfect.
So we'll go to the scare scale. Story is definitely a 1. I feel like this is something too that would be a good feature-length movie. Like, that cookie jar is creepy as shit, and it's obviously got some kind of demon connected to it, because when she wakes up on that couch from that seizure, I felt like that was her being possessed. Like, that was this clown or entity taking her over. Creature is definitely one. We have got to recommend this one to Charlie, just because he hates clowns. He will hate. He will hate me. He will hate me.
I gotta find one that doesn't have the cookie jar thumbnail.
Yeah, that's the only
thing.
problem.
That's
It's
the only
Alter.
thing.
I have to say this right now, Anna. This is Alter, and they do this thing
I know.
with all of their films.
They need to
somehow
stop, please.
always put like a good shot or like what's the telling point of the short in the fucking thumbnail.
Well, it does suck you in, and I understand the reasoning for doing it. It obviously does spoil stuff a lot.
Mm-hmm.
The fucking short film. Let me enjoy it, man.
Well, what I need to do is send it to Jackie and be like, hey, show this to Charlie, but don't let him see the thumbnail. Say, hey, Anna recommended this short. I'm just giving it away on the episode. I don't think he'll listen. But he might not. But anyways, atmosphere, definitely a 1. I don't know. Like I said, there's something very disconnected about this mother-daughter relationship. I noticed the mom was wearing a wedding ring, but I mean, it didn't seem like a dad was around. Maybe that's just kind of like a goof up with, the story continuation, whatever you want to call it, kind of thing, accuracy. But still, the whole atmosphere of this, because of not knowing if the cookie jar is possessed, if it's a demon, like what this thing is, it's just a 1. Because I was scared. Runtime is a 1 because it does not feel almost 13 minutes. I think we get like a 2-act kind of setup, like a before the possession, what leads up to it, and then this is how it takes you over and what happens afterwards, kind of thing. And effects is definitely a 1 as well, because that clown is scary as shit. And it kind of had the same effect as like Fishwife, like when that creature popped up and we just see this much. Like, I didn't need, like, I honestly didn't even really need the shot of him under the covers at the end, even though it was a last minute zinger. That fucking fast run up behind her scared the shit out of me. So yeah, this is definitely a 5. It
there
is
you go.
so good. And plus the fact that my kid watched it and enjoyed it with me and had fun,
Hell
that obviously makes it better as well. But
so you need to find that cookie jar.
Fuck no.
Just put it in the house.
Bree broke it. Oh my gosh, I would scare the shit out of her. I can't do that.
I don't know. After what you told us she did to you the other night, I feel like you can.
She can be the worst sometimes.
That'll set her straight.
Big D, we'll jump over to you. What did you think of Cookie?
All right, so this short isn't new to me either.
Okay.
So again, on my journey of trying to find short films with given prompts, I did stumble upon this one and I did watch it. So when you said, "Hey, I'm doing Cookie," I'm like, "Okay, cool. I've seen it, so I get to redigest it." I like the story. I do. I like the little girl. I like the chemistry between her and her mom. But you brought up the fact that this could be a good full length. I feel like we would see that clown too much. It would pull an Annabelle thing. Like, I feel like that's what the deal would be. But so for that, I'm going to give it a 0.75 for its story.
Okay.
The creature is a 1 because this clown is scary as fuck, but I'm also going to lump in the cookie jar with it as well.
Okay.
The cookie jar sets you up for the scare, but then we get the zinger when we get that unnatural movement run, and then that one at the very fucking end. It is just, it's solid, so good. Atmosphere, we're stuck in this house, but what I really like is the nightmare sequence.
Mm-hmm.
Did
A
you
lot.
say the creature was a 1?
Yeah.
Okay.
Atmosphere, we're sucked into the nightmare sequence. We're in this house. That's going to get a 1 for me as well.
Okay.
Runtime is going to be a 1 because it's about 13 minutes. It feels good. There's no lull. There's nothing I got bored with. It just trucked. Like I said, put on the foot on the gas, and it kept going. And then the effects. All we really got was the clown makeup, right?
Mhm.
I feel. And I'm gonna give that a 0.5. So that gives me a grand total of
4.25.
4.25, baby.
Hell yeah.
That's my
It's
biggest fear,
solid.
though. If they decide to make this if they did make it a full length, they're gonna go the Annabelle route. Man, we're gonna see the clown too much, or it'll lose its motif. I
Oh.
feel.
But if they went to Hell House route, that could work.
Mm-hmm. Speaking
I
of
think
Hell
you're-
House, did you see what has been put out today?
Some teaser pictures. Did you see that the reporter from the 3rd movie is going to be in it?
I don't even remember what
Mhm.
she looks like. Oh, okay. The
Little D.
Hotel.
Abaddon Hotel. Little D to you. What do you think
All
of
right.
Cookie?
I did enjoy this one. But I feel like the ending of this kind of lost me a little bit, and story wise, with her drawing on all of the dolls, like you were saying, maybe it's like a demonic possession thing. But I don't know. I was trying to find a way to connect why she would have smashed something that she hated, and then go and draw something. Um, and then obviously we see there's like a weird connection with them at the end. For that, I'm going to give it a 0.75. The creature is definitely going to be getting a 1 because I feel like there was a lot of good uses of this, not just from you physically seeing it, but also around it. And I'm also lumping in the mother a little bit because of how kind of otherworldly, not like grounded she is when she's talking to her daughter. She's very cold, like we are saying. It's like not really there. Like there's some kind of weird connection. So I'm lumping the mother, the clown, and the cookie jar all in one. Because I guess in some sort of way, what I was picking up, maybe even the daughter doesn't really trust the mother because how she kind of talks to her. Like there's some kind of
Mhm.
weird thing going on there. But I don't know. I digress. And then we're going to go into atmosphere. I'm going to give that a 1 for sure because there was definitely some good tension building going on there, especially during the nightmare. And she's in the room screaming, and then we get that run up. Like that got me. I was like, "Oh, okay." Then it was
Yeah.
very quick, but I was like, "Is there going to be more of this?" I wanted more of that,
Right.
and so I was waiting for it to happen. I really, really did enjoy that. Runtime. You guys know I say this all the time. If you're going to make a short and it's going to be slightly long, it's got to be a good fucking short, and it's good fucking short. So it's going to get a 1. I don't have to give it anything lower than that because I felt like they did a great job with that. And then for effects, this is a tricky one because there's not really a lot of effects. Obviously, the clown and the speed up of him, and also some weird sound effects when she's smashing the jar too. Like there's some kind of weird thing going on there.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really torn between a 0.5 or a 0.75 for this one. I might just go on the higher end there and just give it a 0.75 just because I really did enjoy the short.
Hell yeah. And that gives you a
What does that give
4.5.
me?
4.5. 4.5 plus.
Nice.
4.25.
It's a solid one.
Plus 5. Gives us a 4.58 aggregate for that short.
Nice.
Nice.
All right. Are we ready to dive into the last one for the episode that I
Yep.
have picked?
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
So I brought the shortest one. I've been trying to, be a little bit easy on you guys because of what I did to you the past couple of weeks. And just try to find some, really quick, insightful ones. And when I was going on for this week, I went into YouTube and I typed extremely dreadful horror short films. And I was trying to find some really dreadful short films. And I came across a couple. I was like, it's not that great. And I stumbled upon this one called Attic Panic. And I was like, ooh, that title, that sounds really good. And it's by, the username is really funny. Pony Smasher is the creator on
The
YouTube.
the director is David Sandberg, and we're going to get into him when you're done.
Heard. So this one is very, very short. I think it's like 3 minutes, I think 10 seconds or something like that.
3 minutes on the
Extremely,
dot.
extremely short. And okay, even shorter. But this one, I do not believe there's any dialogue, which is also very, very big when you're doing any kind of expression of art. If you're not, especially when it's visual media or with movies and not having any dialogue and just having just the whole atmosphere and the scenes kind of direct how you're supposed to be feeling or toward however your main person is supposed to be. So we open up with a lady, looks like she's obviously in like an attic or some sort of, I was putting it together like maybe like a library or something where something like that where she's putting
A storage unit.
yeah, some kind of weird thing where she's just putting stuff away. And she's about to leave, and then lights start acting weird, and she turns around, and there's just this sheet with like a face, and you're like, what the fuck is that? Like, what is going on? It's out of the blue. She's just doing her own thing, locking up a door, and a light starts like flickering, and then shuts off. And then it like unscrews and falls to the ground. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? So she's like, she's panicking. And I'm like, I'm also kind of panicking. I'm like, if I'm in a situation and there's this random white sheet going around and fucking with the lights and untwisting light bulbs, get me out of here. So she, I think she tries to open up a door or something and it doesn't happen. But, she's going along and she's going closer to her door, and then the gate that she locked, she unlocks it and she decides to put herself in there and then tries to lock it because it's getting closer and closer. So what sold me on this short is when the girl gets herself into this locker or storage unit and she locks it back up, this ghost thing goes in front of it and she grabs the sheet and she starts pulling it because obviously she wants to know what's underneath it, right? I mean, I probably would too. I'm safe. I locked myself in this thing. I mean, getting out is going to be a problem. But she pulls it in and pulls it in. And then she just throws it to the ground. And she's like, oh, okay, it's nothing. And then it just summons behind her. Oh my God. I think it just cuts right there. I'm pretty sure. Like the lights like cut out or something.
Yeah.
The short was very, very short, so I'm trying to remember everything that happened in 3 minutes. But yeah, it was insane, and I thought like the tension building that was happening in this was great, and just the very minimal use of what they were doing, and the whole like light bulbs like being untwisted and dropping, I thought was really, really cool. So let's head on over to the scare scale. Story. There's not really much story here, so this is where I'm kind of gonna go and probably just give it like a 0.25 because we don't really know what's going on other than her putting something away and then shit starts happening, right? The creature, though, for what we have, is horrifying. If you guys are, doesn't even have to be in an attic. Like in your house, say you're doing dishes or some shit, and you just look around as this fucking ghost thing with a sheet with a face that looks kind of fucked up.
It's fucking gabagool.
And then the lights start like flickering and then turn off and then break. I'd be scared as hell. So that's a 1. Atmosphere. total one, dude. Like they nailed, being pretty much claustrophobic, and not trying to escape something, especially in an area that you are most likely known in, right? And you're trying to figure out, okay, how am I going to get away from this thing? That's going to get a 1. Runtime. I'd be insane if I didn't give it a 1. And for the effects, I thought that one, I guess you could, go ahead and put the light bulbs untwisting and falling and breaking as an effect, of course. But the ghost, with it, being pulled apart essentially, and then it resummoning behind her, I want to give that a 1. I'm gonna give that a 1. So that gets me, what is that, a 4.25?
Okay, then yeah, it's a
Everything else is
4.25.
is a 1. So yeah, 4.25.
Okay, yeah. Okay, 4.25.
So let's go over to Anna. Let's go over to you.
Yeah, this one I really enjoyed. Even though it was 3 minutes, I still wish I got a little more. There is no dialogue in this, like none. It's all atmospheric. You feel the same thing this woman's feeling in this moment. And you know what? I kind of got like a police lockup
Like
vibe,
an
like an
evidence room,
addict.
yeah.
Evidence lockup. That's what I thought the first time I saw it, and I was like, well, maybe not, but that's just the the gate and the way everything was set up. And I was like, well, that could happen. So that's just kind of where my mind went. Um, so because of that, I was thinking, oh, well, she's going up there, she's putting stuff up and evidence, and then all of a sudden, a ghost is connected to a piece of evidence
That's an
and just
interesting.
decided to come fuck with her.
That's really interesting. I like that point of view.
So because of that, I gave story a 1 because I feel like we kind of have to interpret this story our own way a little bit.
Sure.
We like why she's there, what that kind of thing. The creature I give a 0.5 to because it is just a sheet, like, it's nothing grand, but it's still very effective in that setting and what's going on elsewhere with the atmosphere, which is why I gave it a 1 because it is creepy as shit. Good on her for thinking like, I've got the keys, I'm gonna lock myself in here. So I'm almost wondering if maybe that ghost or whatever is connected to the sheet, because as soon as she pulled the sheet through the gate, then it was still in there with her, you know, and came up. So I'm wondering if has a haunted blanket or something.
The not boogeyman shield.
Runtime.
Yeah.
Exactly. The runtime is definitely a 1 because I feel like this is the best, like short we've gotten. 15 was way too short. This was just like hitting that sweet spot. And effects I gave a 0.5 to because I kind of feel the same way about it as, like the creature, that category in this. Because I did like the sound effects because that's kind of the first thing you hear and she hears that alludes you to the fact that something's going on behind her, that she's not there by herself, is you hear the squeaking and you're like, what the fuck is that squeaking? Oh, it's the light bulbs unscrewing and falling and busting, and now it's dark. Like, that's creepy as shit. So I looped that in there too. So that was a 0.5, which gives me a 4 total for the short.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
I was just thinking,
I really enjoyed it.
like how they were probably doing the light bulbs. Is it that might have been filming that in reverse in some kind of weird way, and then obviously the drop would have been
a
something.
Camera, like move it and then you speed it up, like cut it, leave the camera there, have somebody go up, move it a little bit, and then leave, and then move a little bit. And then
stop.
you know
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like,
Yeah. It's a really cool effect. But over to you, Big D. What'd you feel?
Okay, so I brought him up just a minute ago, but David F. Sandberg, the guy that directed this short, this isn't the first short of his I've seen, and it's also not the first silent short of his I've seen. Have you guys seen? And what made me think about it is this woman in this short. Her name is Lotta Loston. Have you guys seen the short film for Lights Out?
Yeah.
Same lady.
Oh, interesting.
Same
Okay.
director.
It's also when I was searching this, that was actually one of the ones that was put up on there was a Lights Out short.
Same
I almost picked
same pair. The reason they're the same pair is because they're married.
Ah.
Oh, okay.
David F. Sandberg also directed Shazam. Yeah.
Interesting. That's so interesting.
That fucking Zachary Levi
The first
movie.
one. The good one. The first one's good. But
Shazam!
Kazam! But yeah, so once I seen her, I immediately knew what I was in for because I love the short film for Lights Out. It is so dreadful. But it's all played off. There's no dialogue talked in the whole short. And it's all physical acting, which is great. So for this one, like Anna was saying, they're in a like a storage facility. And what got me with the story is we don't know what's going on, right? It's left up to your interpretation. So I'm giving the story a 0.5.
Fair enough.
Now, Creature, the first time she gets scared because she sees the sheet over there, she's like, "What the fuck is that?" And then it turns its head and looks at her.
Yeah.
Dude, Holly was like, "Nope." It was scary, dude. Like it was a good fucking scare. And what I liked is like when you guys brought up the fact that when she locked herself in, the ghost, it was like right in time. So she locked it, and as soon as she locked it, you see the ghost like make its way like right in front of her. It puts his hand up to the gate, like you see a silhouette of a hand under the sheet. So she does what every fucking intellectual person would do, and she kicks it. She's like, "Get your fucking fingers away from me, ghost." The creature's getting a 1. It's simple but it is effective. The atmosphere, it is scary as fuck because you hear that and you're like, what is
Crash?
What is happening? And you realize that it's going light bulb by light bulb, unscrewing it.
Mm-hmm.
So fucking good. Atmosphere gets a 1. Runtime, of course, is going to get a 1 because it's 3 minutes flat. But that's the same deal with Lights Out. Like, Lights Out is very short. Have you seen the movie Lights Out, Anna?
Mm-mm.
Oh, you
It's
should.
been on my list.
It's
though.
good. I have one gripe about it, but we'll talk about that later. But for what they did when they made a full length, this is one where they make a full length movie out of a short film that they have a lot to play with. And speaking of, like the when you do watch the movie of Lights Out, the short film has homage paid to it in the opening scene with this lady playing the clerk that works at the warehouse that the cold opens at. She's doing the same thing in the short in the movie that she did in the short. But as for effects, like I said, I love seeing that little ghost hand. I love the sheet. The sound effects were great. Like hearing, like you have to know what a light bulb unscrewing sounds like to know that's what's happening until you see it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to get a 1 from me.
Woo!
4.5 total for me.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I'm glad you guys dug that one.
Yeah.
It took me a while. I was searching through a lot of shorts.
Which gives us a 4.25 total.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
I don't know what the hell I would have done in that situation. I don't know if I would have done what she did or if I just would have stood there and like, take me.
Why was the door that she was standing at not have a handle?
That's another reason I was thinking of like a police lockup situation, like a jail.
Yeah.
Or
Like she just
something.
meant to
Like
leave the door propped and it just closed all the way on her, maybe.
It opens with the
Yeah.
light bulbs in the room. Like it's light activated. So yeah, solid round of shorts. I'm really excited you guys dug Pizza Panic Party. Cookie was really fucking good too. And this was a solid lineup for this week.
It really was.
For sure.
It really, really was. And things are only going to get way bigger and better from here because there's so many shorts. There's actually quite a few I do have backlogged that I do want to get to eventually. But
we each have a running list, dude. Like that.
I just man, I get ideas like, oh, I want to do this one this week. Oh, I want to do this type this week, and it's just like it's endless. So as usual, if you guys have short films, please email us at the bhopodcast@gmail.com or reach out to us on Instagram, or if you're a Patreon member, go ahead and DM us there or wherever it's easier, because we want to see your films.
We want to see your shorts. Give us your shorts.
Yes. Make sure they're not washed. I'll wash them for you.
What anyways. I don't want to go there.
But
So yeah.
But go ahead.
No, I was saying we have a lot cooking over here. We have a brand new T-shirt design that Derek Eyeball Soup whipped up. Pretty fucking sick. New artwork for Tales from the Barrens. So you'll see some new art and maybe some new intro and outro music.
Hell yeah.
For this segment itself. Pretty fucking stoked on. But
Yes.
Anna, what are we doing at the end of April and beginning of May?
We're going to Salem Horror Fest. Yay!
Listen, Anna's gonna fly her broom the whole way there, and no one
Damn
better
right.
fucking touch it, okay? Yeah, we were hooked up with press passes from Salem Horror Fest, which we're really excited about. It makes us excited because they take us as seriously as we take this show. So getting that opportunity is going to be great. We're going to have a lot of content dropping on socials while we're there. So, and over on Patreon. So sign up for that Patreon. It's only $1, Bob. And you
$1.
Bob. And you'll be getting the same footage we're getting. That's a little sticker sheet Anna whipped up and looks pretty fucking sick. But Anna, what's going on over on the YouTubes for the show? What you cooking up over there, TV show wise?
We're still trucking through Yellow Jackets season 3, and we've had Parker on and Sean. Parker from Dissect That Film, Sean from Movie Dumpster. We've had them on this season, and let's see when this comes out. We'll have discussed episode 7, but we haven't watched it yet. So because we record early, so. I don't know. It's kind of going off the rails at this point. I'm feeling a little indifferent, but not enough to like say fuck it.
Yeah.
I'm still intrigued and I still enjoy it. But I'm just frustrated with certain aspects of the story.
Right there with you, girl.
And of what's going on. So, but nonetheless, the episodes have been great. We've spun some crazy theories. Some things have been kind of coming right, and some stuff is just taking a turn that nobody, I feel like, expected. So if you're watching season 3 of Yellow Jackets, watch along with us, comment, reshare, let us know what you're thinking, where you think it's going to end or what's going to happen to our team before the season's up. So that is on YouTube, usually the Monday after the new episode comes out, and it'll be on Patreon the day before. So a little early.
Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah.
While you're at it, what else you got cooking over on Give Me Back My Action and Horror?
We just released our last episode for Banger March, which was Sisu, and it was a lot of fun. Next week starts Anna April, which is a new tradition over there. I'm very excited about. And the first movie we're covering is a horror movie, and it's Ready or Not from 2019. Nice. Radio Silence, Joint. I absolutely love it. So, go check us out over there as well.
Oh, yeah.
What about B Action? The other tree of that Give Me Back branch. Or, the other part of that
branch of that tree.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Thank you.
So, over on B Action, we had just wrapped up Dustin's birthday month, and we did Guyver 2 Dark Hero, which, personally, I like that more than Guyver 1. A lot more. And you'll find out. And then also, you'll find out on that episode how much shit I talk about Nate. So, it's pretty good. I don't even think I make 30 seconds in before I start. So, go check it out over on B Action. But as for Flicks and Friends, we're on our AB season. And by the time this comes out, our letter J will have dropped, and you will learn that it's not Jason X, but it is Johnny English.
The superior film.
Yeah. But silver lining, hopefully by the time that episode drops, we will have hit our 10,000th download. So
congrats, dude.
Hopefully.
Ooh, hell yeah! Getting
Hopefully
close.
that will happen, but I'm stoked that people dig the show regardless. So,
Hell yeah, man.
so yeah, Lil D, what do we got cooking over here on the Barrens Hideout?
They said that pretty much everything that we got going on. It's constant pumpage over here.
Wait a second.
Hell yeah, dude.
I didn't
Hold
sign
up.
up for that.
We're here to
You-
pump you
Hell
up.
yeah, man. We're everywhere. So if you guys
Check
listening
out
on
my
any of
pecs,
the
little
audio,
man.
if you're on any of the audio platforms, make sure you guys go out there and give us a rating, like us, subscribe to it, share it, especially if you're on YouTube. Subscribe over there, like and comment. We've getting a lot of engagement over there. It's really, really cool to see how many people are starting to tune into the show more and more every week. And we're putting a lot of effort over here, and we have a fun time fucking doing these episodes, especially these Tales episodes. Oh my god!
Yeah.
Oh my fucking
Ah,
god,
man.
kid.
My fucking god.
And also on our Patreon, if you guys want to support us further for $1 a month, you guys get episodes up to a week early. You get early dibs on the Yellow Jackets. You get early dibs at Tales. You get early dibs at our main episodes. It's a lot of fun over there. But that's pretty much all we got for this week. Got some more cool shit happening the following month, and I'm really, really excited for it. And thank you guys so much for being here. We'll catch you on the next one.
Bye.
Bye.